Hi, I'm Rich Man from Rich Man Poor Tech, and today we're in the driveway because I've just valeted a car. So I've changed the car from this into this. So if you want to see all the steps used to do that transformation, then please click on the link above. But today we're going to talk about one of the items that I used in that video, and today we're going to talk about the Kärcher WD3P. Now this is my favourite Kärcher vacuum cleaner. I'll go into this in more detail as we go along. The reason why I think the WD3P has a number of advantages over some of the others. For start, some of the ones that are actually more expensive have a metal case. Now the metal case is prone to getting dented and dinged when you're using it, especially if you're using it like this as a DIY vacuum. Now, as you can see from this is not brand new. I've been using this for a couple of years, but as I was doing the other video, I thought I'd do a video showing you about this. So I've used it for a number of years faultlessly, and I'll show you some of the features why I think this is probably the Kärcher wet and dry vacuum to buy in the Kärcher range. First off, one of the great advantages of this one is that you actually have a plug on the front. Now, this is a British plug on here, but I believe the European versions have the European plugs on that. Now, you can only use 1800 watts going straight through this plug. So if your power drill or something's a 2000 watt drill, then obviously you need to plug your drill directly into the mains, and this directly into the mains. There is a limit to what wattage you can do. But the advantage of this is you select position 2 on there. When you pull the trigger on your drill or your sander or your plane, for example, then this automatically starts vacuuming at the same time. So on the other end of here, you have an adapter, so you plug that onto the adapter into your power tool, and then it can suck all the dust, shavings, etc. straight into this device. Also, the hose just pushes in as such, so that's for suction. But you've also on the other side, let's see if I can show you here. On the other side, you can plug it in there. Now once you plugged it in on the back side, now this vacuum cleaner actually blows. So you can blow things like, say, some leaves, or you could blow like shavings or something like that off your workpiece if you weren't trying to actually suck it up at the time. So that's also an advantage. To be fair, I haven't used that one much, but it does have it. Now, in the vacuum, it just clicks off the side like that, and you're left with a filter inside. So as you can see, I'm actually still using this, so it is dirty. You know, I'm not just doing a video telling you, yeah, buy this, without actually testing it. It's been thoroughly used. So filter just pushes on like that, clicks in place, and then back into the vacuum cleaner. So to put it back in, just line it up on the front there, push down, and it clips in place. It has got some tool storage on the device. Also has a sort of a vacuum head, and the vacuum head just clips in here as well. But quite often I don't actually use that because we have other vacuums that we use actually in the house. This is just like DIY and for cleaning cars for me. Talking of cleaning cars, I bought this additional Karcher head, so that just clips on like so, and then that's a nice wide head for vacuuming things like the boots of your cars and that sort of stuff. Now, being a wet and dry vacuum, I'll also say it's got a small crevice nozzle. It's actually got on here as well, so you've got to get that. You get like a carpet floor head and some tubes. Now, one of the advantages from being a wet and dry vacuum, obviously you can suck water up if you have a spill, and that's around your house and your workshop, etc. But one of the things that I have used this for in the past is when I've been cleaning car seats, and before I bought an extractor. So I actually got a link to an extractor up here. So if you want to actually watch that video, then that's an extractor. What I would do is I'd use the steam cleaner. Here's a link to the steam cleaner. I'd use the steam cleaner. The seats would get wet as I brought out all the muck out of the seats, and then I'd extract any dampness and water with this. So that worked admirably. Like I say, I've actually bought an extractor now a spray extractor, so I'll probably use that more for that sort of stuff. But you know, this actually did remarkably well at actually cleaning and sucking all that sort of dirty water out of the seats after you clean them with the steam cleaner. So that's another advantage of it. So do I recommend it? Well, it's got the plug socket on the front, so that's great for when you're doing your DIY jobs. The suction in this, when we're doing any like DIY jobs, it's great at sucking up those small sort of debris things that you might have from like little bits of tile if you're doing tiling, from sort of other sort of sawdust and all those sorts of things. It's really good at sucking those sorts of things up. Now, generally speaking, in the house, we actually use a Dyson vacuum cleaner in the house, and the suction on this is at least on par with that, if not actually better. So, I mean, this isn't the first sort of wet and dry vacuum cleaner I've got. I've had a few before, but I do actually rate this one. I know I sound a bit like a Karcher fanboy, and if you've seen some of my other videos, it also, you know, with like the Karcher steam cleaners, that I didn't realise until I started doing these videos actually how much Karcher stuff I'd actually bought. But Karcher is a name, you know, they're not exactly cheap, but they're a name that you do know that you're getting a quality device with. So please click on my links below to see the latest prices, as these prices fluctuate. And if you're in the marketplace for a wet and dry vacuum cleaner, then I do thoroughly recommend the WD3P. It seems to be a good balance between features, like with having the socket on the front, and with the wet and dry vacuum cleaner. It seems a good balance on price as well, so it's not as expensive as some of the others that don't seem to have the same features. So out of the bunch of wet and dry vacuum cleaners from Karcher, the WD3P, that's my choice. So if you want my recommendation, then go and buy a WD3P. Cheers, thanks for watching. So if you want to see this more in action, then please don't forget to click on my video above, and I'll catch you in another video. Cheers.